And welcome everyone to Philadelphia, Wells Fargo Center, approximately 100 miles away on I-95 from Madison Square Garden, home of the New York Knicks. As tonight, these two storied rivals in the Eastern Conference meet for the 469th time. All this, folks, against the backdrop of an impending winter storm. Welcome everyone to NBA Courtside, presented by DoorDash. Joel Embiid's game is storm-proof, weather-proof, and, well, defense-proof sometimes as well. He is on pace for another MVP-type season. Meanwhile, Julius Randle playing some of the best basketball of his career, coming off a 35-point night for the New York Knicks.
Houston Rider Malachi Flynn emerge as a consistent backup to Brunson, or if there are further moves to be made in New York, Mark.
Well, the Knicks come in tonight, Katie, playing some very good basketball. 76ers trying to prove something to the folks that say they fattened up on weak opponents. We'll have the studio on the other side of this break.
NBA Courtside on ESPN is presented by DoorDash, the official partner of the NBA. And this OG made a good first impression.
Gianno's defense forcing the turnover. He's going to help open up the floor for Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson because he's a knockdown three-point shooter. Gianno's corner three. Got it. Over and over again. Make no mistake, we continue to win. Start 2024 with a terrific effort.
In Philly, the MVP returned in his typical dominating fashion.
I want to mimic my moves, but can't walk in my shoes.
Embiid does it in style.
7-foot point guard. Soak it up, folks.
Tonight, the New Look Knicks take on the speed and strength of the Sixers.
Yeah, we taking over. Hell yeah.
Welcome everyone to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm, as the New York Knicks take on the Philadelphia 76ers here at Wells Fargo Center. The first meeting of the season between these two storied Eastern Conference rivals. Both these teams coming off of impressive wins against the Chicago Bulls. Tonight's starting lineups are delivered by Taco Bell. For the visitors tonight, Brunson and DiVincenzo in the backcourt, Anunoby, Randle, and Hartenstein on the front line for the New York Knicks. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia, Nick Nurse going to run it back for a second consecutive game with the front line of Embiid, Batum, and Tobias Harris. Kelly Oubre Jr. and Tyrese Maxey, the team's second leading scorer and playing like an all-star this year in the backcourt for Philadelphia. No limits, no minutes restrictions on Joel Embiid playing his second game timeout. 76ers on an 8-0 sprint. And Oubre a catalyst at both ends.
Yeah, he's made some plays defensively, but you've talked about this, the push ahead. Look at the area you cover with one pass.
Fouled by McBride, and he'll get a couple of shots when we come back. 3-point Sixer lead when we come back to Wells Fargo Center.
Mark, Joel Embiid is the reigning MVP, and he's raised his level from a season ago. That size, to have those kind of feet, the frame still allows you to play bully basketball. He can take it off the window and get you in transition. That feathery touch from 15 and in, his mid-range two-point shooting has been...
Be reviewed because it went through the basket as time expired. So they'll look at it, but the indication on the court is that the bucket is good. Josh Hart with a couple of tenths of a second to go. Sidelines bleeding. Kelly Oubre looked like he glitched. We'll be back after this. Regroup.
The New York Knicks have been sprinting from about 3 minutes into this game, and they have not let up. So Mark, you had made made note of the number 2 defense in Philadelphia. The Knicks are taking advantage of one notable exception to their strength defensively, and that's been in transition all year. Right now, the Knicks have 23 fast break points. The ball is flying up the floor. Tom Thibodeau told Katie George
a prodigious first half for the New York Knicks and Jalen Brunson. The behemoth that is Joel Embiid had his way, but not enough for the 76ers. Brunson stuck on automatic. Coach Thibodeau's team with a healthy 20-point lead as we welcome you back to NBA Friday, presented by State Farm here in Philadelphia. The I-95 rivalry between the Knicks and the 76ers tilting towards the team to the north right now, New York. Mark Jones courtside along with Doris Burke. Katie George
had to guard multiple actions. And if you're Philadelphia, that's a good start. And on the other end, Joel Embiid starting to percolate, actually loses his balance, doesn't travel somehow, and then good night, folks. Wow.
The Leviathan of the paint, Joel Embiid, is historically great this year. 14 consecutive games with 30 and 10. Anytime you're on a graphic with the Dipper, Will Chamberlain, you're doing something extremely special. In 3 consecutive seasons as the NBA's leading scorer, increasing your scoring in each year. Trending upwards. At some point, we're going to hear somebody say, "Cut me, Mick, cut me."
Either that or run up the Art Museum steps at least.
Hey, don't forget, coming up next, our NBA Friday doubleheader continuing. LeBron and the Lakers host John the Grizzlies right here on ESPN. And LeBron James at 87 years old, leading the NBA in fast break points. Now 39, but just turning 39 back on December the 30th. And what do you make of the Lakers? They've kind of gone south a little bit, albeit the brilliant individual numbers by LeBron, especially in terms of his efficiency. What's your read on what the in-season tournament did to them, if anything?
I don't want to hear the in-season tournament.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I get it. There would be a little bit of a hangover, but I think the Indiana Pacers have stopped talking about that. I don't think Tom Thibodeau does, but I love the no call. Joel Embiid percolating in the third, trying to make a game of this. The Sixers don't have their best stuff, but this is still a gettable game.
Got it off in time, but comes off the back rim. And that's the end of the first 36 minutes. New York still in control when we come back. Booms careening down onto the court. Blue and orange ruling Wells Fargo tonight. They said that a winter storm was coming through. It's already hit. Back after this. Coming up next, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, LeBron James, taking on the Memphis Grizzlies right here on ESPN. Immediately following this game, coming off a subpar performance, Embiid continues his streak of now 15 straight 30 and 10 games, but in vain, as the Knicks have 7 players in double figures. Brunson leading the way with 30 points, including 4 3-pointers. A mutual show of love and respect there. There's our final score for Doris Burke, Katie George, and our entire crew. I'm Mark Jones. Folks, thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on ESPN. Don't forget, the Grizzlies and Lakers are coming up next. But first, we'll go back to the studio right after the break. Good night from Philadelphia.